Michelo has lost his mind and now says Donald Trump is spying on him through his phone.
I'm in La Guaira. Look at this weird thing, right? Is Bluetooth on? Do you hear interference? The speakers appear to have a wave. Turn down the volume. Let's see if you hear interference. It's a signal. Do you hear the interference or not? Turn down the volume of everything. It was at the car's maximum.
And
He took his phone down. La Guaira is here where the Marines are, and I also remind you that, well, before the attack, all the apps were acting weird, especially Google Maps, which was out of sync. I don't know if they're spying on us through signals, the apps, our locations through our phones, because remember that all the apps belong to Israel. Netanyahu recently claimed he bought TikTok. Guys, what do you think about the strong interference here in La Guaira, Venezuela? I'll read your comments.
oh, it wasn't Donald Trump. It's actually Mossad agents from Israel spying on him. Incredible. Here they're telling us Michelo went crazy. Let's see. That happened quite a while ago. I don't know where the news is. The propagandist for Chavismo claimed that the Trump administration intercepted his cell phone to spy on his communications. Listen to the Bluetooth interference. It's a sign that they're spying on us, he said. Michelo didn't go crazy, Michelo. Incredible. Donald Trump left them traumatized. In fact, pay attention to the following news. A Venezuelan soldier revealed that the United States used a secret weapon to capture Nicolas Maduro. I've never seen anything like it. In fact, they say the United States may have used sonic weapons in its attack on Venezuela. I felt like my head was going to explode. We all started bleeding from the nose and some were vomiting. We fell to the ground, unable to move. Unbelievable, just imagine that. And with all this, Michelo said they would be the new Vietnam, that they would be indestructible, and that the United States was afraid. Please. The Venezuelan soldiers were left completely incapacitated. They couldn't do anything. No wonder Michelo went crazy after this. Let's see what else this guy told us.
Well, friends, we're here in Venezuela, 10 days after the bombing carried out by Donald Trump and the kidnapping of the president. Nicolas Maduro and Silvia Flores, I'm showing you what the streets of Sabana Grande look like after the bombing and the kidnapping. We can see that the American embassy says this is chaos, it's inevitable. But look, friends around the world, this is how Venezuela is after the attack from America. And let me remind you, this isn't just with Venezuela, because Donald Trump is now threatening Mexico, Colombia, Cuba, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Iran, basically even Greenland. Not even NATO is safe from Donald Trump's threats. This matters since they first target the truth. And the truth is that Venezuela has managed to maintain peace and calm. Look at how the Venezuelan people have returned to their normal activities. Shops are open, people are going about their daily lives in the city of Caracas.
Does this mean nothing? Seriously? I've already mentioned this several times, especially when I've had to talk about the issue of Mexico and insecurity. How have many Mexicans normalized this? And basically, the human brain is made to adapt, so in critical situations, even in war scenarios, a person can perfectly get used to a situation like the one in Venezuela. Unfortunately, many Venezuelans have gotten used to it and have normalized this. The situation in both the country and the economy is critical. People have no choice but to work, because if they don't, they won't eat tomorrow. It's that simple. That's why life is relatively normal. But this isn't something that should surprise us, because it's even happened in countries at war. I remember very well when the war in Ukraine started. A video of Ukrainians eating at a McDonald's in the middle of the war went viral. And the McDonald's was open and people were just eating their burgers while many asked, "Oh my God, how can everyone act like nothing's happening?" Unfortunately, the human brain normalizes it. It normalizes the situation and adapts.
Like I told you before, this is one of the popular places in Caracas, Venezuela, which was the epicenter of Donald Trump's attack against the Venezuelan people, against Venezuelan sovereignty. Again, I remind you that the American justice system disproved the Cartel of the Suns. They kidnapped the president with lies. They're also going to invade your countries, and they use terror to achieve their goals. Why was the bombing carried out to cause terror among the people here? But we've come to see that these people are dignified and sovereign, and they know how to maintain peace and calm.
A lot of lies from Michel, as always. First, saying that with lies they're going to invade their countries. Let's see, which lie? Michel talked about which countries were being threatened. Cuba. Where's the lie in saying that Cuba has been practically plundered by an authoritarian regime for more than 50 or 60 years? That's a lie, that's false. Castroism is a criminal regime that must fall. Nicaragua? How is it wrong to call Nicaragua a regime? Mexico. Where's the lie in saying that Mexico is dominated and governed by the cartel? That's objectively true. The cartel is uncontrollable in Mexico. It's that simple and straightforward. In fact, the cartel is involved in the highest levels of government. That's the harsh reality. Mexico is also a narco state. Where's the lie when everyone knows it? It's pretty obvious and evident. And another thing, I've explained this countless times already, but I'll repeat it. The United States has never said that the Cartel of the Suns doesn't exist. Never. Not at any time. They simply removed the part of the accusation against Nicolas Maduro, where they accused him of being the leader of the Cartel of the Suns. That's all, but the rest of the things remain. In fact, they're practically accusing him of the same thing. I mean, they're accusing him of being a drug trafficker for exactly the same thing. They simply removed that part for purely legal reasons. Because look, I think the vast majority of Venezuelans honestly know Nicolas Maduro. I don't think he's the leader of the Cartel of the Suns. I honestly think the leader is Diosdado Cabello and that Nicolas Maduro was a puppet. So, for that simple reason, and to avoid problems and not leave Nicolas Maduro any way out, not a single legal loophole, that's why they removed that small part. However, they have never claimed the Cartel of the Suns doesn't exist. It doesn't not exist because of course it exists. Of course it's a criminal organization led by these Chavismo criminals.
See how Trump posted a photo claiming he's the president of Venezuela. Delcy Rodriguez, the acting president, stated he is not, saying the people are governing and it's visible.
Michel, if Delcy Rodriguez is as scared as you, that's the reality. The whole, "oh, she said and clarified" thing is over. It's in the past, and they just looked ridiculous. When the United States came in on the morning of January 3rd, they were completely exposed. They are incapable of fighting the United States Army. They have no capability at all. If the United States wants to, it can come in again and again and again, and it can go after each one of the leaders, Chavismo, without any problem. So, pretending to be tough doesn't work for them anymore because they made a fool of themselves. Because when it came down to it, it was clear they were scared to death. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much and see you next time.